where I am today at the Children's Discovery Museum. The concert is going to be free beginning at 7 o'clock right next door to the Children's Discovery Museum at EMAC and Bolio's. And Rock School of Bloomington is going to rock it out. Ed Anderson is our guest. He is the founder and teacher at the Rock School. We talked to you when you first opened your doors.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I appreciate it.
How's it been going?
It's been going great. Yeah. I've got my hands full. And you know, it's a good roster of kids, a lot of talented kids, and I'm just enjoying kind of passing along what I know. It's been really fun.
Well, we're going to see some of the evidence of fruits of your labor as we talk to some of the kids who are in Rock School in Bloomington. Let's talk a little bit about what Rock School is all about when we talk to the kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's cool is I have the ability to kind of assemble these kind of smaller bands. There's an introduction to rock and there's a performance rock where I put together bands of kids between the ages of 10 and 17. But in addition, I also have been able to kind of get this songwriting seminar off the ground too, which I've had some really great writers and been able to help them record stuff and develop their skills as a songwriter. And then also I'm giving lessons to, you know, kids from age 7 to adults in their 60s. So it's and everybody's at a different level and everybody's kind of treated on an individual basis. So it's been rewarding and fun.
Have you had any surprises of young people coming in already having an appreciation for what you consider rock and roll?
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Have they brought you on board with things that they consider rock and roll?
Yeah, I mean, well, I've definitely, some of the stuff that we've played, in the last session we did a Green Day tune that I had never heard before. In this session we're doing a song by a band called Jimmy Eat World. I've never heard of those guys before. So yeah, they're turning me on to some kind of, newer pop kind of music, rock and roll music, and I'm trying to turn them on to some older stuff. I've kind of making them play Tom Petty this time through. So, honestly, there's some young kids that can really play, and it's cool to see them at that level already at the age that they're at. It's really fun.
Well, which band did you bring today?
I've got some members from both bands here. I've got Nick Gizzi from the performance band who plays lead guitar and does some singing and some rhythm guitar as well. We've got Joseph Dubravik who plays drums in the intro of our band. Nick Satov who plays drums in our performance band, and Will Bauer who plays guitar and sings in our performance band. So lucky enough to have these guys come out and help us figure out what it's all about at Rock School.
All right, well, let's start with Nick Gizzi. Step to the mic, Nick, and tell us a little bit about your experience with Rock School, going to create your own bands and be a rock star one day. Why did you decide to go?
I decided to go because it seemed like a fun opportunity, and I've been looking for something like Rock School to be part of the band, be able to play around town and get some extra help as a band. And I do have a band of my own. We usually play for tips in Uptown Normal, Friday and Saturday nights, 7 to 9.
Okay. That's a free gig plug.
He's learned. Yeah, that's good stuff.
What's the name of that band?
3 Missing Links.
Oh, you got your t-shirt on today.
Sure.
So you already had a concept of what you were doing with your music before you went to rock school. Have you learned new stuff? Are you better today, do you think, when you started doing it?
Yeah, it helps out a lot with learning how to play in front of people and how to deal with the band when things will work. Sometimes you have frustrations and you have to deal with everybody's idea and put it all into something that sounds good.
Sounds like creative counseling.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think it's cool because it really is a great way to learn about people. And everybody's at different levels. What your idea is to get as much out of everybody as you can, and I think that's what he's talking about, and it's cool to hear him say that. Because I think that one of the things, it's not just music, it's about like working with other people in school and trying to figure out how to lead and things like that. I'm happy to hear Nick talk about that stuff.
We'll talk to a couple of our drummers. Joe, you want to step up to the mic? You love him out there. Joe's a little shorter than Nick. Joe, how old are you?
I'm 9 years old. I'll be 10 in 2 weeks.
All right. So you're at the entry level of rock school.
Yeah.
How long have you been drumming?
Well, the first time I drummed was when I came to rock school, so I haven't been in it very long.
He's doing great. Yeah.
So is it easier to learn yourself when you're working with the band rather than traditional, in school, for instance?
Yeah. Well, what's cool is Joe's getting lessons from Tony Sanfilippo, who's our drum instructor at our outside lounge. So he's getting a weekly lesson from Tony, working on the songs that we're working on when we get together and play as a band. So it's that's how I wanted it to work from the get-go, where they get a lesson for a half hour a week from one of us, and then we could work on stuff that had already been addressed in the practices. So Joe's come prepared every time he shows up. I mean, he's ready. Tony's got him ready to go. So and he's picked it up really quick. He's got a good knack for it. He's got good time and good skills for sure.
Joe, is it what you thought it was going to be when you signed up for the rock school? Did you think experience would be like?
Well, kind of, but not really. When I signed up for it, I didn't really know what it was going to be like, so I just said, hey, let's meet it, let's see what happens. And it turned out to be real good.
It sounds like you're doing just right. Let's check out the next Nick. You're also a drummer. Now, how old are you?
I'm 14.
Okay, so you're a little older than Joe, so you've been doing a little longer, I assume?
About 2 years.
So he's in the performance band, right?
Yes, he's in the performance band. Nick also works on drums and refinishes drums, and he's got a passion for just drums in general.
Is that part of rock school, or is that?
It's not. That's just something that he does on his own. It's pretty cool.
What made you decide to try out rock school? Did you want to be a rock star, or was there something else there?
I had done a different kind of rock school up in Chicago, and we found this after that. So.
I've got one word for why Nick Santoff is doing rock school. Kiss.
Like you're a big Kiss fan. You got a Kiss t-shirt on.
Huge Kiss fan. Biggest Kiss fan I've ever seen.
What do you love about that band?
Everything.
Now, are you doing any Kiss music tomorrow? Is the set list complete, or are you going to have a solo down the road?
We already did one last session, so.
Yeah, he sang Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day last session and played drums at the Castle Theater. Killed it.
Are you allowed to play Beth in rock school?
Well, it's not. It's kind of a ballad, but no. Yes, we could maybe play
That
Beth.
was the
You want to
drummer
sing
song,
Beth?
wasn't it?
I think he's going to be happy to play any Kiss song.
Any Kiss song.
He's also an encyclopedia of the Beatles, which I find fascinating as well. Kiss and the Beatles.
Well, you know, yesterday was Paul McCartney's 70th birthday.
How about it? Yeah.
One of the kings of rock and roll, and he's getting up there, but he's still rocking it out. As a matter of fact, he's going to be one of the big performers at this year's Olympics in London. So
Cool. Yeah.
rock and roll is still absolutely alive.
Yeah.
Will, why don't you step up to the microphone? Will, the tallest of the crew here. Will, how old are you?
I'm 14.
14, and what instrument do you play?
I play guitar and I sing.
How good are you?
He's a showman.
He's a rock star, right?
I don't know if there's a little publication that's going around in Bloomington Rock called BN Groove right now. And there's a picture of Will Bauer on his knees on the stage at the castle with his hands in the air, hamming it up like true showman right here.
How much of that is a part of rock school and just learning to be a performer, you know, using the stage and going beyond just your instrument?
I don't know, it's pretty important. It makes it much more exciting for everyone to watch.
Connecting with your audience. So what can we expect tomorrow, do you think, during this live concert at EMAC and Williams?
I don't know. We'll find out then.
That's a good answer.
Well, we've never played outside before. This will be the first time that I have as a band. I mean, he plays outside, and I think all the kids have probably played outside, but not together. So this will be like the first time that this band has played outside together. It always sounds a little different. It's a little bit different from being indoors and having that sound kind of coming back at you. So it'll be a little bit different, but I'm looking forward to getting them out in front of us.
Are you pretty excited, Will?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Now, if you were talking to a large audience of people who were considering coming out tomorrow, what would you tell them to convince them to come?
It'll be fun and we will
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good answer.
I like the compliments.
Well, guys, break a lot of legs and maybe some drumsticks as well as we join you tomorrow, 7 o'clock, just outside EMAC and Bolio's. This is actually a new thing. The first Nick Gizzi has actually played before with their open mic nights on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
EMAC and Bolio's in Uptown is kind of creating that, continue that entertainment,
It's cool.
arts.
I think Uptown needs that. There's not a whole lot of venues really in Uptown. That's probably why I'm not over here quite as much as I am in Bloomington, because there's more places to play. But I'm excited about that they're trying to do this out there. I think it's really cool for them to kind of give this to the community.
And they've changed the whole
It's a
outdoor
really
space.
cool looking little, ice cream garden.
Ice cream bar. But they have the whole rock and roll look. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously a rock and roll store. Their
Yeah.
theme is that. But even the artwork that they put
Yeah,
out there
for sure.
is very
It's
rock
really
and roll.
cool. Yeah.
So let's put the same question to you, Ed. If people are out there tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, it's hot outside, thinking about doing something for the evening, why should they stop by?
Well, if it's 90 degrees, well, it won't be quite as hot because it'll be 7 p.m. But get yourself some ice cream, cool down, have a seat, and watch some little kids, play some rock and roll music together. I mean, there's nothing better than playing music with your friends. And probably the next best thing is to watch people that are friends playing music together. So come out and watch these kids play together. They're doing a great job.
And you might end up being inspired.
There you go. Exactly.
Maybe you pick up the instrument that you thought I would play, or
For
maybe
sure.
you
It's
gave up
never
on
too
it.
late. Never too late.
Is it? Let's talk about that. You
I don't
mentioned you
think
have
it
older.
is.
It's not all kids in rock school. You have grown-ups.
I've had people in their 60s and stuff. In the songwriting seminar and in dance lessons, guitar lessons and stuff. So it's I don't think it really is. And then when some people say, oh, I used to want to play guitar, I used to want to do that, it's like, you still can. You know, like there's no reason that you can't start now. You know?
And the internet anymore, especially for the young guys and gals that are getting into music, it's changing how you connect with the audience,
Big time.
with people out there. You had a lot of experience with that profession, with your bands.
Yep.
How much do you think that's going to affect tomorrow's rock star? And maybe will there ever be another rock star?
There'll always be a rock star. They have to, you know, gotta find somebody to push.
But they is what, the music industry?
I guess, yeah. But
That's changing too?
it's a very different industry from even 15 years ago. You know, when I was first starting with my first bands. And the internet is, you know, I think it's kind of a blessing and a curse. It's a great way to reach a lot of people, but at the same time, I think most people have just kind of taken it where they believe that music is free and they can just download it for nothing and swap it around. So, I mean, it's a kind of a blessing and a curse. It's definitely a changing industry right now. I mean, pretty soon there won't be any more CDs produced. It's just going to be downloads and vinyl for the people that care about that kind of thing. So it's an ever-changing business that you kind of keep on your toes to keep up with it. But there's always going to be, you know, they're always going to be pushing somebody. So yeah, I don't see that going away.
Well, who knows? The next rock star could very well be from Bloomington Normal, and they could be from Rock School, located in downtown Bloomington. If young or old would like to maybe learn more about it, or they get inspired during tomorrow's concert, how do they learn about it?
You can go to BloomingtonRockSchool.com. There's a bunch of information there. Right now we're at 411 North Main, but we're just about to move. At the end of the summer, we're going to move into the Oxide Lounge recording studio, which isn't too far from there, which is already where our drum students are instructed by Tony, which I'm really excited about getting them in that environment as well, in the recording environment. I think that'll be a really inspirational kind of thing for these guys. I don't know if they really have the chance to make music in a studio or even to record at a professional level, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, we know that Nick Sadhoff's favorite band is Kiss, but
Yes.
let's find out from the rest of the crew that's here today. Will, step to the microphone. Who is your favorite band? What did you bring to the table?
I like Green Day and The Offspring. I like punk rock. That's my favorite genre.
Okay, that's good. How about you, Joe? What is your favorite rock and roll band? When you arrived, what was it you were hoping for?
I was just hoping to play anything. mostly older tunes, because that's usually some of because my dad likes to listen to the stuff we play. So I was thinking about that. It's not really my favorite kind of music though, but it's one of my favorites.
Well, I'm curious what you consider old. What's old music to you?
Probably just, I'd say anything 1999 or under.
Dagger to the heart. Oh my God.
Well, no, not really necessarily old. Just kind of.
Older.
Joe, you're 9 and a half. You're allowed to say that that's old.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
And Nick, Gizzi, how about you? What is your favorite type of music? What's your favorite band?
I don't have a favorite band, but I like alternative music and rock. I play Arcade Fire, play Green Day, U2, anything in between.
So, some bands that you yourself have played.
Sure.
in, so
Yeah,
do you
man.
want
I'm
to-
thinking the arcade. I like Arcade Fire. I like that. I mean, he sits down at the piano and plays that hit that they play. I think we should probably do that song at some point and get you on piano. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like I said, they've all got good taste, and they've been able to turn me on to stuff that I haven't really done because I'm old and I listen to old music. I'm like 1978 or 9 and before. Everything after, I'm like, unless it's Tom Petty.
Which you'll be hearing tomorrow.
But it's cool because that's the way I was, and they've been able to turn me on to a lot of new stuff that they like, which is I'm having a good time learning about that stuff too. So.
Well, Tom Petty's definitely in the set list for tomorrow
It is.
night. So it's free, it's rock and roll, it's ice cream on a hot summer
There
day.
you go.
7 o'clock in Uptown Normal, just next door to the Children's Discovery Museum, the new patio outside EMAC and Bolio's. You can check out the latest crew from Rock School in downtown Bloomington, but do it here in Uptown Normal and tell us all about it when you go. We want an official review the next day. Right now, it's 12:25, guys. Break legs, break drumsticks, and have a lot of fun.
Thanks for
Okay?
having us, Beth.
You're welcome, Ed.